What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. Hope everyone's enjoying their holiday weekend. You guys ever notice whenever you walk up on somebody, when they're standing there looking at their phone like this? Well, maybe they're like this, they're like this. And as soon as you get close to them, they quickly do this. They quickly turn it so you can't see it. You notice this new phenomenon. It could be your best friend, it could be your coworker, it could be your significant other, it could be anyone. No one wants you to see what's in their phone. In this day and age, somebody could walk around butt-ass naked with full confidence. No fear of judgment. This is what God blessed me with. They're perfectly okay with it. But there's no chance in hell they'll unlock their phone and hand it to you. So, there's a subject that I want to talk about in this video that's so simple. It's just right there in plain sight. It's just so obvious and so simple that everyone overlooks it. No one talks about it. But it is the premier issue. It is the biggest roadblock stopping people from getting into relationships, or even sometimes having friendships. It's number one. And if you're somebody that's married or over the age of 40, you may not relate to this. You might understand it, but you don't relate to it. But if you're somebody that's under the age of 40 and or single, and particularly if you're single, you're definitely going to find this relatable. But I would say millions of people will be single for decades of their lives, simply because they don't want anyone to see what's in their phone. In the future, maybe billions of people. It's such a privacy issue, letting someone see what's in your phone. And think about it, if you're a guy out there, and I'm dead serious, and we'll get to the women too, but if you're a man out there who's single, would you be comfortable letting people see what's in your phone? What secrets do you have on there? Are you a porn addict? Do you subscribe to OnlyFans? Do you have naked pictures of yourself or women that you've been with in the past? Are you on the dating apps simping, sending girls money on Cash App? Is your internet search history, does it have escort websites on it? Are you into weird conspiracy theories that you don't want anyone to know about? I mean, the list could go on and on. Like, I could sit here all day and just list dirty little secrets that a lot of men have. A large percentage of men have, and they don't want anyone to know about. And if you're a woman out there, would you be comfortable showing your DMs, showing your text messages, showing how many men you're currently talking to, how many men you're currently hooking up with, showing the pictures you have hidden in your phone? The list could go on and on, right? But if you want to get into a relationship, number one, first and foremost, there has to be transparency. Without transparency, it's never going to work. Nothing is more anti-attractive, or I should say, attraction is a very fragile bond. And it can be destroyed like that. So you could be a Giga Chad. You could be the most handsome guy in the world. And, you leave your laptop or your phone unlocked and a girl picks it up and sees that you're a porn addict. All of a sudden, her attraction to you drops from 10 out of 10 to 0. You're invisible. You're the same as an incel in her eyes, because you have a weird, creepy secret. And that's the thing. We live in this new age where everyone has a password or I mean the face unlock, whatever that is. But, you know, everybody has their information hidden. We have unlimited access to stuff that makes us creepy, perverted, sick, greedy, narcissistic, sociopathic. Again, the list could go on, but we have unlimited access to these free resources that make us crazy and antisocial. And in order to get into a relationship, we understand, like, you can start talking to a girl. You know, you've met a girl on Tinder. You go on a couple of dates. She wants to know more about you. The closer she gets to you, the closer she gets to seeing the junk that you have going on in your life. Right? If you subscribe to an OnlyFans channel, that's on your credit card history for years, maybe decades. You know, you can probably go back throughout your whole life and see all of your transactions. It's all there. And there may come a day when she sees it. You know, and we all have our issues, right? We all have our habits, our secrets, our addictions. You know, we all go through shit. But we live in an age now where we can hide it from everyone. Right, so they don't really see who you are and what kind of weird shit you're into. But when somebody gets close enough, they see it. You know, I remember the first time that I experienced this myself. I think it was 2011. And I was doing these fitness competitions at the college I was going to. And these really hot girls were running the show. Like, they were in charge of the prizes, you know, the administration, the communication. So they had all of our contact info. And I was in really good shape, and I was, you know, ranking high in these competitions. I was competitive. I was winning some of them, so they were in close contact with me. Now, these really hot 19-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed college girls. My girlfriend was a brunette. Not that it matters, but, you know, it kind of does, because they were texting me and I'm thinking in my head, like, you know, out of sight, out of mind, I'll just delete it. You know, don't ask, don't tell, won't bring it up. One time I get a notification and I turn my phone. Shouldn't have did it, you know, lesson learned. And she freaked out. She realized I was turning my phone. And then I ended up showing it to her. And, you know, there it is, a really hot blonde sending me a message. And we fought for like weeks after that. And really it only happened because I hid my phone. Had I been transparent about it from the get-go, she'd have been a little bit jealous, but she'd understood, right? But here's the thing. You know, in a relationship, you got to have transparency. You have to have trust. I know a lot of fake alpha males out there will tell you, open on your end, closed on hers. Or they'll tell you that, you know, you should go through her phone, but she should never go through yours. And I hate to break it to you, you know, that fantasy is a pipe dream. I would say in order for you to be in a position where you can live that way, where you can constantly disrespect your girlfriend, but she can never disrespect you, and her just stay with you through all the bullshit, chances of that happening, or I should say the requirements of accomplishing that, would probably be, I'd say, you gotta have a net worth of at least 20 million minimum. Your game has to be 10 out of 10, smooth as hell, flawless. And you have to pick the right kind of woman. Like, she has to be the right kind of woman that will let you disrespect her while never disrespecting you, and still stay loyal to you, never get spiteful, never want revenge. Just let it happen. Hey, good luck in 2025 finding that. Anyways, so there has to be transparency on both ends. You know, you have to have a squeaky clean record. You have to have a clean mind and a pure heart entering in a relationship. A lot of people forget about that. They want to apply seduction tactics and they want to be bad boys and alphas. But that's not fatherly. You know, that's not man of the house. That's not husband material. That's none of that. You know, that's go to the club and hook up with women type of advice. That's not like long-term real advice. But this is a huge issue. Like, I mean, that's such an invasion of privacy for somebody to see what's in your phone or to see what you've been up to. But now there's data. It's being tracked. It's all there. There's a history. You can go through and you can scrub it. But these secrets always come out. You know, if you're a girl and you used to be a cam girl, web model, OnlyFans star, it's all out there. The internet doesn't forget. And I feel bad for men that subscribe to OnlyFans because that's literally on your bank statements. You get married, anything like that, and you start to budget with a woman, and women are very meticulous. They're very skilled investigators. She'll go through all that shit. She'll be curious. What was he like before I met him? Ah, he was a creep. He was a pervert. He was sick. All of a sudden her attraction goes from 10 out of 10 to 2 out of 10. And she leaves your ass. But then again, you know, how do we get out of this? Because I have a sneaky suspicion that if you're a single guy out there, you're probably guilty of this and you're not even thinking about it. And single woman too. There's probably a very thick history of peculiar and downright disgusting behavior. You know. So how do you get through this? You know, it's kind of like a credit score. It's kind of like, it's bright out here. It's kind of like, you know, it takes 7 years for something to fall off your credit report. You know, you have all that data, all that history. Some of it might last 10, 15 years. You can scrub it. You can delete it all. You know, you can do your best to hide it. But one way or another, you're going to slip up eventually and it's going to come out. They're going to see some of the stuff, right? So everything you do on your own, every dirty little secret that you have, you first have to stop doing it. You know, and a porn addiction might not sound like a big deal. And by the way, a porn addiction is as simple as you work all day, you hit the gym, you know, you're productive, you do your, whatever it is you need to do, you do your thing. And, you know, maybe eat a snack before bedtime, and you grab a quick peek of porn, right, for 30 minutes. And it helps you sleep at night, right? Yeah. Whatever. Trying to think of some of those catchphrases for beating off, like flogging the dolphin, flicking the biscuit. I don't know if anybody uses that. I can't even remember any of them. It's been so long. But anyways, it may not seem like a problem, but when it comes out into the light and it's been a secret, that's when it is a problem. Right? If your girlfriend sees that you've been watching porn, like 90% of the time, she's going to be furious about it. Even though it's like, come on, it's not that big of a deal. But she is. And if you lie about it, she no longer trusts you. She wants to leave you. She's repulsed by you. She cheats on you. she's so mad at you, right? And that's just small shit. You know, what if it's escorts? What if it's you're on Tinder cheating on her? You know, who knows? But we all have these secrets on our phone. So the first step is to quit doing the shit. And the second step is you need to start being upfront about it. Like, would you judge somebody, like if they told you, like, man, I used to have a really bad porn addiction. I battled with it, I struggled with it, but I overcame it. Or like, whatever the addiction is, whatever the secret is. You know, I used to have a big problem. I used to hook up with literally anyone I could hook up with. I was so desperate. Any girl, any BBW I could get to pull up from Tinder, I would let her come over. I would take anything I could get, any scraps I could get. Right, if you can admit to those kind of problems, or if you're a woman, I needed the money, you know, I regret doing it, but, you know, cam girl shit, whatever. Maybe she did OnlyFans, you know, but if she comes out and she admits to doing it, she says, you know what, this is a big problem, but I overcame it. Could be a drug addiction. You know, it could be an alcohol problem, whatever. Like, the list could go on, but until people learn to become transparent about their problems, they're going to be single for the rest of their lives because they'll never want to expose those issues. Right? If you have a habit of going home and watching porn at night, or doing cam girl work, whatever, and that's your life, in order to get into a relationship, you have to expose all of that. Like, that's what you've created. So, you know, like I said, you have to quit doing it, be upfront and honest about your issues, and ask the world for forgiveness. You know, as crazy as it sounds, I know a lot of people are going to cope. A lot of people are going to say that's bullshit. You know, no one will ever know about these secrets. But again, that's probably why most people are stuck single right now. Because they're not willing to expose them. So it's cope. You know, if you want to be close to somebody, they're going to find out your deepest, darkest secrets. So, I don't know, it's something to think about. I don't know, I just think this subject is interesting. It's something that I was thinking about a little bit today. And I wanted to share it with you guys because, you know, when it comes to, like, all the dudes that I talk to that have girl problems, and even women that have questions about the men that they're dating, you know, a lot of times it's related to, I think they might be cheating, I think they might be up to something, they never let me see what's on their phone, they're very secretive, and this is so common that, you know, it needs to be brought up into the forefront and recognized as probably the biggest problem. You know, everybody wants to complain about the iPhone and social media. Women have unlimited options. Sure, in theory, we all have unlimited options, but if we want a relationship, we have to be clean, we have to be pure-hearted, we have to be transparent and honest with the people that we're with, and we have to give up those other people, right? And part of doing that is being held accountable, and first by holding ourselves accountable, by showing people our secrets. You know, when somebody has access to your secrets and they have the ability to hold you accountable, the likelihood of you holding yourself accountable or being held accountable are tremendous. It's good. You're going to get good results. When you try to be sneaky, not so much. I don't know, I feel like I've been like rambling and almost saying the same thing over and over again, but I don't know, it's just an interesting subject that no one's talking about. And I think it's probably the biggest issue. You know, are you ready right now to let somebody into your life and let them know all of your secrets, see your search history, your photos in your phone, your text messages, your DMs, your bank history? Male or female, are you ready for that? Or is that just too big of a step? That's exposing yourself way too much. You can sleep with them. You can get butt naked with them. You can do the freakiest shit in the world with them. You can fall in love with them. But letting them see in your phone is just too much. It's crazy. Now it's a new age phenomenon. I don't know. Guess I'll go ahead and leave this one here, but hope this video was somewhat informative. And that's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.